Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be going over my expectations for the Broncos 2020 season. They are a very interesting team, very young offense, a little bit of older defense, but first I'm going to talk about the receiving core. They probably have the youngest receiving core in the NFL. They have Cortland Sutton, who had 72 catches, 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns. He's not a touchdown machine. He has big playability. He averaged 15 yards per reception this past year. And then they have Noah Fant, the second-year tight end. He played all games this past year. He only started 11. He had 40 catches, 562 yards, 3 touchdowns, and my expectations are for him to take a pretty big step. And then they drafted Jerry Jeudy with the number 15 overall pick, and they got KJ Hamler in the second round. And obviously they were great in college. Obviously they get a great route runner out of Jerry Jeudy and a great deep threat out of KJ Hamler. But next thing I'm going to talk about is the young O-line. They have Dalton Risner, who is coming into his second year. He's a second-round pick last year. They have Graham Glasgow, or however you say his name. They got him in free agency. Jawan James, and they drafted Lloyd Cushenberry with their third-round pick this year. And Lloyd Cushenberry helped LSU win the best front five award. Jawan James was good for the Dolphins. He's a little bit injury prone. He only played 3 games this past year due to injury. And Dalton Reisner and Graham Glasgow are young and good and upcoming players. But now I'm going to talk about the running backs. So, Philip Lindsay, he was an undrafted rookie in 2018. Ran for 1,000 yards, made the Pro Bowl, ran for 9 touchdowns. This past year, he ran for 1,000 yards again in 7 touchdowns, which is very good for a player who is undrafted and in his first 2 years has had 2 great years. And now we are going to talk about Melvin Gordon, who was with the Chargers, and he had a bit of a down year because he wasn't playing for some of the games because of contract issues, and Austin Eckler kind of took over the starting running back job as the season went on. But now let's talk about Drew Lock, the QB, who is the future of that franchise. And he only played 5 games this past year, started all of them. He had 1,020 yards, 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 1 comeback, 2 game-winning drives. So he's very clutch, and his record is 4-1 as a starter. So I think he can really take the Broncos somewhere if they execute. It was good that he sat behind Joe Flacco for half the season to learn from him, because at one point Joe Flacco was actually an elite QB, believe it or not. But anyway, let's talk about the defense now. So we're going to start off with the defensive line slash outside linebacker pass rushers. So first I'm going to talk about Jarrell Casey. They got him in a great trade with the Titans. They got him for only a 7th round pick, which is really a steal for the Broncos. It was a stupid trade. I do not know what Mike Vrabel was doing. He had a bit of a down year, had 5 sacks. He's a great run stopper. He's starting to age, 30 years old. He's an upgrade over Derek Wolfe, in my opinion. It was a great trade for the Broncos, really. But yeah, let's talk about Shelby Harris. He is a good run stopper as well. 8 TFLs in 2019, 6 sacks, and also a forced fumble. And obviously Von Miller, the face of that defense for the past couple of years. He's had a bit of a down year. 8 sacks. He's a strip sack specialist. He's aging. He's 31 years old. Bradley Chubb, he missed most of this past season with injury. It was an ACL tear. He had 12 sacks in his rookie season, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him get back out on the field and doing what he does best, which is sack the quarterback. And on to the secondary. So they have Justin Simmons, Bryce Callahan, AJ Boye, and Kareem Jackson. It's a little bit of an older group. Justin Simmons is the youngest. He had 4 interceptions this past season. He was a second team All-Pro. They have AJ Boye, they have Kareem Jackson, and Bryce Callahan. And Kareem Jackson had 2 interceptions, 4 TFLs, and he's an established veteran. Played for the Texans for a while, and then came over to Denver, and he's a little bit old, starting to age. And then they have Bryce Callahan, and Bryce Callahan, he missed all this past year from injury, but in 2018 he had 2 interceptions and 2 sacks as a cornerback, which is really good. And he's familiar with Vic Fangio's defense, as Vic Fangio led the Bears to the best defense in the league when Bryce Callahan was there. And then they have AJ Boye. He has been regressing. He had 6 INTs in 2017, but he's regressed ever since. Only 1 interception in 2019 and 1 interception in 2018. They got him in a trade from the Jaguars, and it was only a 4th round pick. So my coaching thing I have to talk about with their coaching situation is just Vic Fangio. He's a good defensive coach. He led Bears to the #1 defense in 2018. My overall expectations for them are their worst record to be 7-9 and their best record to be 10-6. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. I hope you all enjoyed. Make sure to check out Anders Plays 42. But I don't have anything else to say, and I'm out. Peace.